Hi friends, I hope you all are doing great. It's me, Nikki here, and today I'm going to be sharing with you my tips on 5 things that I think you really need to do right before your holiday guests arrive. It's that time to start getting ready for them, so I want to share with you these quick tips that I hope will be helpful to you. So let's jump right in. So friends, entertaining for the holidays does not have to be difficult, and it can be something that you truly enjoy. I know a lot of times when we're entertaining, we're, cooking and fixing beverages and cleaning the house and doing so many things. And so it's hard to really enjoy the festivities yourself. And so that's why I love sharing these tips, because my hope is to share ways that you can not overwhelm yourself and be more a part of the party. And I hope that the tips that I share with you today will kind of streamline things so that when your guests arrive, you're not rambling around, but you're really relaxed and ready to enjoy your guests. So friends, my first tip is to really set the mood. When someone walks into your home and they open that door, that is the entryway, as I always call it, your first impression space. And so because it is the first impression that someone gets in your home, whether they've been there before or not, it sets the tone for your guest arrival. And so you want to make sure that you set the mood in your space. And one way is with lighting. You guys know over the years, I've always talked to you about how important lighting is in your space, and you can test it. When you come home and all the lights are off, or just there's no lamps on or no candles burning, there is a totally different feel than if you walk into your house and someone's home already and they've lit a candle and the one lamp is on. It makes a total difference. So think about your lighting, get it all set right before your guests come. Also think about those 5 senses that I always talk about. Make sure the house smells good. You're burning something that will just be nice, soft aroma. With it being the holidays, you can even get some rosemary and oranges and lemon and cinnamon and put it in a pot and with water and boil it. And that will be a beautiful scent, a festive scent in your home also as your guests arrive. And so tip number 2 is just that. Like I mentioned in tip number 1, you're setting the mood in tip number 1. So in setting that mood is making sure that all of your appetizers are out and ready to go, and making sure that all your food is prepared. You really don't want to be cooking when your guests are there, because again, that takes away from you being able to sit down and give them your full attention, and you have their full attention. And so you really can have a great conversation. Now, sometimes people like to be, working on a finishing touch, such as a charcuterie board or something when their guests come. If that is your style and what you want to do, that's totally fine. But as long as it is something that's relaxing to you and you don't feel like stressed to get something out. And so friends, the next tip of what you need to do right before your guests arrive, and this is all within a matter of a few minutes, I say 10 minutes before they arrive, is to check the temperature. Make sure that your home is at a comfortable temperature, and also understanding that the more people that come into your house, the warmer it's going to be. Also factor in your candles and your lamps, because all of that produces heat. And so you want to have your temperature at just a nice, cozy level that really is complementing everything that you have going on in the space. So friends, the next thing that you want to do before your guests arrive is you want to do a quick audit of your home. And what I like to do is just take that Lysol wipe or that microfiber cloth and just go through your house and just do a quick little check to make sure that you don't see dust popping up here or there. Not a major clean. This is just a walkthrough, making sure that the bathrooms have toilet paper filled, making sure you have hand soap that's in the sink. And what you're actually doing is making sure that basically the family hasn't gone and just, dirtied the sink or dirtied the bathroom or something before your guests arrive, and just making sure that the needs of your guests are taken care of. You might want to set a box of tissue out. You might want to make sure that if you have a guest bedroom that a guest is going to be spending the night, you may want to just go fluff their pillows. Just things that are not necessarily cleaning, but just going through and doing an audit and just primping. And kind of like when you think about when you go to leave the house. You know how you go and you primp your hair and you check your lipstick and that kind of thing. That is kind of what you're doing to your house before your guests arrive. Because believe me, you'll walk through and you'll be like, okay, why did little Johnny throw his sock on the floor? So you have to pick that up or whatever the case may be. But you just want to make sure that, you know, when your guests walk in, that they're walking into just a really cozy environment. And so that's just a quick audit of your house is something that I really recommend that you do. Okay, friends, so the next tip is definitely to give yourself a me moment. So after you do your audit and you set everything out, make sure to calculate it so that you have a good 5 to 10 minutes to just sit there and enjoy a glass of wine or a cup of coffee, your beverage of choice, to just consume your environment, you know, enjoy your hard work of looking at your beautiful charcuterie board and your setup and just walking through the house and feeling good about all that you have done. This is going to be huge for your, you know, how you feel when your guests arrive. You're not going to be scrambling, you're going to be ready to entertain, and you're going to feel like you're a part of the party. And I think that that's the most important thing, is just because you're the hostess does not mean that you're not a part of the entertaining and should enjoy it also. So definitely have that me moment. What I will encourage you to refrain from is jumping in the shower right before your guests arrive, because that is just not going to work out well. And things happen, you know, so you want to make sure that you're ready, dressed in enough time. So I always like to give myself extra time. If I think that something is going to take me an hour, I time it for an hour and a half, just to give me a buffer time so that I'm not running behind. So if you're thinking cooking is going to take you 2 hours, give yourself 3 hours. And that way, you know, you have, you got that buffer time for if something happens. Another thing that you can do as a bonus tip I'll share with you is just anticipate mishaps. You know, I think a lot of times if we can anticipate and think that, you know, something may come up, it makes it easier when something does come up. You know, sometimes when you're planning something and a mishap happens and you're not expecting it, you kind of get disheveled and you get off track and frustrated. But if you know in your mind and you tell yourself, you know what, something may go wrong and it is totally okay, I'll just move on to plan B. When that happens, it's not really a surprise, and that can make things flow a lot easier for you when you're entertaining, especially if you're cooking and then your child comes in and said, hey, I need to run you to, you know, I need you to run me to my friend's house, you know, stuff like that. So just anticipate things coming up and be okay with it. So friends, I hope these tips have been helpful to you. If you have your own tips, definitely share them in the comments. I do want to also remind you lastly that I am on Amazon every Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Love, 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 love that time. It is our time to just have a good time as friend girls. We call ourselves the Friend Girls over there. I also have a Friend Girls Facebook group. You can go to friendgirls.us and we share all kinds of stuff over there. So if you're taking a lunch break on Fridays, definitely come be a part of the clique. We would love, love to have you. But friends, I hope that you all are doing great and kicking off your holidays in a beautiful way. I will see you at the next video. And this is Nikki saying goodbye.